Aloha and welcome to Mana Inspiration with yours truly, Note Endurance. And like always, we're going to have our scripture. This week's scripture is in Hebrews chapter 9, verse 27, which this states, "And just as it is appointed for men to die once, and after that comes judgment." It reminded me of the saying I heard. It might have been Julius Caesar or it might have been in Shakespeare, but it says, "A coward dies 1,000 times before his death, but the valiant tastes of death but once." Now, I started really thinking that and I started researching what that really means. And the meaning of that is somebody who is afraid of dying many times in their head before they actually die. But somebody who is brave only dies once. Confucius, I heard this quote, says, "We have two lives, and the second life begins when we realize we only have one." So that means we only have one to live. It reminds me of the movie I just seen, which is Puss in Boots. And the whole aspect of the movie is basically he's confident, cocky, secure, he is daring, but all of a sudden he realized that he's coming down to his last life. Now death comes in and actually shows him how irresponsible he was with his lives and shows how many times he died and counting, realizing that we only have one life. He begins this journey where he starts to go on it and going for the wishing star to wish his other lives back. That way he becomes back to his daring self. Now, on this journey, death is chasing him. There's that whistle. And every time he hears it, he goes into fight or flight and he flights and he runs. Now, from that, he starts to, on the journey, he starts to learn on how one life is all we have and one life is all we need. So live this one to your best and your fullest. As he goes on, when he's learning this, he faces death at the end. Now, realizing that he only has one life to live, he starts to get his confidence back and realize that that's really all he had all along. He starts to fight him and he tells him, I think it's pronounced Hasta la Muerte, and it says means until death. Understanding the value of life and understanding now Puss in Boots is fighting for his life. He ends up giving basically the fight to him and retreats. Now with this, he really realizes that the one life that we have is, like I said, is all we need. It reminds me of this saying. It says, "Death is a gift because without it, we wouldn't value life." So I ask you, what are you wasting your days on? Are you like Puss in Boots where you're wasting your life and you're wasting away waiting for something to happen? Or I would ask you, how are you living your life? Or are you actually going out there and living to the fullest? They say success without fulfillment is failure. So if you're achieving something in the realm of money or the outside world or something physically, it really, if you don't have that fulfillment, it becomes emptiness. I know that for a fact. Now, ask yourself, how do you want to live your life? And then begin to start changing day daily, day to day. Increase those things that you want to become that next level, or increase those activities, or try something new that dares you to grow. Now, with the one life that we have, how are you living yours? I challenge you to think to yourself and challenge yourself, live to the fullest, Live to where you don't have regrets on when you look back to the past. And last but not least, I heard this from Mae West. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. On that note, I love you guys. You have a blessed week. Aloha. Salute to the troops. And I challenge you to just think of this life that we have and what are you doing with it? Are we giving? Are we wasting? Or are we growing and developing into something to help somebody else? I love you guys. Have a blessed week. Like the message, subscribe, share it with others. But you guys have a blessed week. Aloha again. Thanks.